Well, good afternoon, the internet. I've just had my second shower of the day. You always know it's summer, don't you, when you have two showers in one day. Just went out for a walk down to the park to sit on a bench and just chill for a bit. Well, not chill, get very hot and sweaty for a bit. Went into town earlier on in a taxi with another service user to go and get a prescription for my dentist. Quick dental update. Not on the top, but on the bottom. Ow. That really hurts. I've got some diclofenac now, which I'm going to be taking at 6 o'clock, and that should help me out with that. All this sunshine, all this light that's been beaming down on us kind of makes you feel renewed and invigorated, doesn't it? The summertime, especially British summertime, when the mood changes in the summer, doesn't it? Everyone's mood gets better and everyone's kind of emotional intelligence kind of gets a little bit more rational, and people start to become a bit more amiable and affable and amenable, and everyone, short skirts and shades, like Adele says. Yeah, I'm already sweating again. Look at that. I've just got out of the shower and I've already broken a sweat. Just literally finished drying myself. Connor's going out for his birthday tonight, like it's Friday night tonight, and then Saturday tomorrow. For everybody that goes, I hope you have a fucking wicked time. Everybody buy Connor lots of drinks and powder his nose and kiss him and hug him and make him feel special and valued, and make sure he knows that he's met one of the most important and excellent brothers that's ever existed on this planet, and his mum would be proud of him could she see him now as the flourished and excellent bona fide guy that he is. God, look, you can see the sweat dripping down my face. I've literally just got out the shower. That's my shower door there. There's my washing basket. Anyway, the AI bit of this video today is about biophotons. Biophotons are really interesting. I asked Gemini, what are biophotons exactly? How does bioluminescence differ from the luminescence emitted from biophotons? And what is the most prominent theory regarding their function or purpose in a biological context? So let's break down biophotons, how they differ from bioluminescence, and the leading theories about their function. So what are biophotons exactly? Biophotons are essentially ultra-weak emissions of light, photons from living biological systems. They're non-thermal in origin, meaning that they aren't simply heat radiation. These emissions are incredibly faint, far too weak to be seen by the naked eye, and are typically in the ultraviolet and visible light range, about 200 to 800 nanometers. They're also known as ultra-weak photon emission, UPE. While the term biophoton was coined by German biophysicist Fritz Albert Popp, the phenomenon itself was first observed by Alexander Gersvich in the 1920s. Research suggests that these photons are byproducts of metabolic processes, particularly those involving reactive oxygen species. I can literally, the sweat dripping inside my sunglasses. At ROS, reactive oxygen species, and oxidative stress within cells. All living organisms, from plants to animals and humans, are believed to emit biophotons. I never knew that. You probably didn't either. How does bioluminescence differ from the luminescence emitted from biophotons? The key distinction lies in the intensity and the mechanism. Bioluminescence, which is like phytoplankton that you might have seen in Romeo and Juliet, or glowing fish you might have seen on David Attenborough documentaries. This is a much brighter, often visible light emission produced by specific living organisms like fireflies, jellyfish, or certain deep sea creatures. Although a highly efficient biochemical reaction, this reaction typically involves a pigment called luciferin and an enzyme called luciferase. Interesting stuff. Google that. I did years ago. Was intrigued by it. The purpose of bioluminescence is usually for specific functions like attracting mates, luring prey, deterring predators, or communication. It's a deliberate and often intense light production. Biophoton emission, in contrast, biophotons are extremely weak and they're not visible to the naked eye. They're thought to be a more general and constant emission from all living cells, often a byproduct of their ongoing metabolic processes, particularly those related to oxidative reactions. While technically a form of bioluminescence in the broadest sense, light from living organisms is what bioluminescence means, the term bioluminescence is reserved for the much brighter, purpose-driven light emissions. Think of it as the faint, almost imperceptible glow of a car engine running versus the bright headlights. What's the most prominent theory regarding the function or purpose in a biological context? Or what the hell are biophotons for? Why is every cell emitting light? The most prominent and widely discussed theory, largely attributed to Fritjof Albert Popp, is that biophotons play a crucial role in intercellular communication and the regulation of biological processes. So that's exchanging light. Maybe it makes sense that we feel so much better when we are in the sunlight. Here's a breakdown of the core ideas within this theory. Cellular communication. So Popp and others hypothesized that biophotons act as carriers of information, facilitating rapid and efficient communication within and between cells. This light-based communication could provide an instantaneous coordination system across vast cellular networks, offering a potential explanation for how complex biological systems maintain coherence and highly coordinated functions. Coherence and regulation. So it's also suggested that biophotons exhibit a high degree of coherence, similar to laser light. This coherence would allow them to carry significant amounts of information and act as a kind of biological laser that helps organize and regulate various cellular processes, including cell growth, differentiation, and overall physiological activity. DNA as source and storage. Some research, particularly Popp's, indicates that DNA might both be a source and storage medium for these biophotons. It's a crystalline structure, sends and receives biophotons, implying a deep connection between the genetic material and this light emission. Beyond byproducts, while some biophoton emission is undoubtedly a byproduct of metabolic reactions and oxidative stress, something like, for example, like a distress signal from injured cells, the more profound theories suggest a functional role beyond mere waste products. They produce what these weak light signals, are actively involved in the intricate symphony of life at the cellular level, but you can't see them or, perceive them. Apparently that's the same as 1 lumen, which is quite a lot. Like you should be able to see them, apparently, from what I've read about DNA and biophotons. While significant research has been conducted, the precise mechanisms and full extent of biophotons' biological functions are still areas of active investigation and debate within the scientific community. However, the idea of light as a fundamental aspect of biological regulation remains a compelling and intriguing frontier in biophysics. I am physically too hot, but I'm loving the sunshine, and I'm thankful, so thankful to be able to enjoy it today and to be out in the fresh air and the sunshine, even though I'm in loads of pain with my missing tooth. I'll show you my missing tooth. We can have a look at it. Wait, I'll show. Got it in a stash bag over here somewhere. There he is. And the vape that Connor picked up from the corner shop for me yesterday, as I've maxed all my money this month. Here's my new vape. Changes colour when you soak on it. Cool light. And here is my tooth. Massive, gross thing. Look at that. Just coming out of here. Looks like from the camera I might have some bit of stuff in there. Let's see what this looks like. Don't know why anybody would want to retain something like this. It's heavy. It's really heavy. That's my tooth. It's just come out, look. Look at the size of the roots on that bad boy. Get some of that in focus. Yeah. Anyway, that's gross and that's painful. That was a lot of tooth to come out of my jaw, if you can imagine what it looked like beforehand. Yeah. But yeah, diclofenac I'm on. Boots wouldn't cash the prescription because he hadn't said whether it was slow release or fast release. So we had to have this massive palaver where the Signet staff had to rewrite the prescription, then go and get it from a pharmacy. And I'm going to get my first diclofenac tablet at 6 o'clock. I saw a van load of police on the way into Boots this morning. There was about 7 of them parked on the road just as you sort of go parallel all the way. It's a windy road that goes along towards the seaside from the hospital where we are. I was kind of hoping they were going to come and drag me out of this place and take me to Interpol headquarters wrapped in a silver blanket into the witness protection program, but they never turned up in the end. So yeah, have to assume that was to do with something else. I live in hope though, Anyway, I hope everybody is enjoying the sun more than me, and I hope that Connor Ryan Jesse McLeod, born on the 16th of June 1994, has a lovely, lovely weekend, and everybody be nice to Connor, make sure he has an amazing time, and just know that I love you, mate. Connor, if you're watching, you probably won't, but yeah, all the best to everybody out there in the sunshine. This is a view from my window. It looks like a beautiful sunny day out there. You can just see the sea from the window and you can see the sun up there. Good afternoon sunshine and good day everybody who's out enjoying themselves in the sun.